Ladies and gentlemen, before I get started with today's video, I first want to thank my weekly viewers for choosing to come back, even if you may not have felt like it. To those of you who aren't watching this week, I can't say I blame you. All I can say is I'll be here whenever you're ready to return. It's an understatement to say that the events of October 16th, the loss of both two-time Indy 500 champion Dan Wheldon, and, in the off-road ranks, veteran Rick Huseman, have been hard on all of us. In truth, they have been hard on the sport of auto racing. On behalf of my fellow NASCAR fans, let me say that we mourn with the rest of the racing world, and we share in both your losses. To the fans of these two brave competitors, particularly to you IndyCar fans, whose drivers' passing ended a race, a season, and a championship, today we offer not only our hearts and our prayers, but also something more. We know it's hard to even think about racing at a time like this. Trust us, we know exactly what you're going through, and because of that, we don't want you to go through it alone. And so we invite you all to come watch this Sunday's NASCAR race with us. Find some NASCAR fans in your area and join in. One good place I would recommend is the popular ISRA TeamSpeak channel. After more than a year of producing those wild reaction videos on Altamont Eric's channel, I am pleased to announce that they are open to new members and are ready for you to join them in Sunday's race. And believe me, they could really use the company. To join in on the ISRA's TeamSpeak conversations, and for those of you without headsets, their online chat, click the link beneath this video for all the details. The service is completely free of charge. Our wounds are deep, and they won't heal quickly, but maybe this way we can all take that important first step. And if you don't know all the drivers' names and paint jobs in today's race, don't worry. Keep it right here, and I will bring you up to speed. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Brock Beard, and this is your starting lineup as they have qualified for the Good Sam Club 500 at Talladega, Round 6 for the 2011 Chase for the Sprint Cup Championship. On the pole for the 51st time in his career, his second in a row at a plate track, give it to the Mark V of Mark Martin. Starting alongside, looking to rally from that setback at Charlotte, it is the 40 Dominate of spring race winner Jimmie Johnson. Row 2, the Warrior from Emporia, defending winner Clint Bowyer celebrates Chevrolet Centennial. Next to him, all aboard the Trevor Bayne train as the Daytona 500 champion rolls out fourth. 11 Talladega wins belong to Row 3 alone. The Wonder Boy, Jeff Gordon in the Flying Fork, and his teammate, fan favorite Dale Earnhardt Jr. with the Diet Mountain Dew crew. Row 4, the bright yellow fella, Brickyard winner Paul Menard has his 5th top 10 start of the last 6 races. The Amaze and David Reagan won the most recent super speedway race at Daytona back in July. 7 of the 12 chase drivers started the next 4 rows, starting on the inside of row 5. It's gold, it's bold, it is ready for this race to unfold. The 99 of point leader Concrete Carl Edwards. The Rocket Man, New Hampshire winner Ryan Newman starts 10th. Row 6, last week's surprise winner, mighty Matt Kenseth, now sits just 7 points out of the lead. The Rushville Rocket 2008 winner Tony Stewart needs to close a gap of 24. Row 7, the closer, Kevin Harvick, winner of that thriller here in the spring of last year. He's joined by the double deuce of Kurt Busch, still searching for that first win in a restrictor plate points race. Row 8, two-time and defending pole sitter, the destroyer, Juan Pablo Montoya, and 2009 spring winner, Brad the Big Keselowski. Row 9, 2008 pole sitter, full throttle, Travis Kvapil with his best start of the year. He's joined by the Biffmeister, Greg Biffle, still winless in 2011. Row 10, the Tasmanian Devil, Marcus Ambrose. He comes into this race with 3 straight top 10 finishes, including an impressive 5th last week at Charlotte. 2010 Rookie of the Year Kevin Conway has now made 3 of the 4 plate races for owner Joe Nemechek. Row 11, Corpus Christi's Bobby Labonte won a race here for the pole back in 1998. On Friday, his car along with Martin Truex Jr.'s and David Rudimann's were all found with improperly shaped windshields during inspection. Starting 22nd, sleek and swift, Darlington winner Regan Smith goes for his 2nd Talladega victory. Row 12, the Aaron's Maniac 2003 winner Michael Waltrip makes his first start since the Daytona 500. Today, Waltrip's paint scheme resembles the one brother Darrell raced in his first Cup start, which came at this track back in 1972. The promotion honors DW's upcoming induction into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Joining Waltrip, it's dangerous AJ Allmendinger, who went for a wild ride here last fall. Row 13, the mayor, Jeff Burton, and continuing his impressive late-season rally of 3 straight top 5 finishes, it's Casey Citizen Kane. Row 14, front row Joe Nemechek, 4 career poles at this track, and J.J. Yaley scored a season-best 22nd at Charlotte last Saturday. Row 15, the Texas Twister, Michael McDowell. He made it solidly into the race despite some last-minute adjustments during inspection. The Red Bulldozer of 2006 winner Brian Vickers starts 30th, 2 rows behind his teammate. All 3 Joe Gibbs racing cars qualified 31st and worse. Row 16 finds Denny Hammerin Hamlin, 4 top 10s and 7 finishes of 21st or worse at this track. Texas Terry Labonte, the 89 and 97 winner, returns to Frankie Stoddard's team. Ken Schrader will drive the 32 next week at Martinsville. Row 17, road racer Andy Lally, 35th in owner points, is just 16 points to the good over the 38 team. The wild thing, Kyle Busch is the last chaser in the field and the only one in a backup car, following this incident with just 20 minutes to go in happy hour. Somehow, the Joe Gibbs team had the backup ready fast enough for Busch to run 4 more laps before the session ended. Row 18, sliced bread himself, Joey Logano, and Huda Man, David Rudaman in his Butler Blue Toyota. Row 19, the New Jersey Fury, Martin Truex Jr., and Landon Sandcastle with the James Finch team started 6th back in April. Row 20, Joplin, Missouri's Jamie McMurray, all the way back in 39th, has his worst start of the year. David Gilliland in the World Hunger Relief Ford has the best average finish of all drivers who have competed in the 3 plate races run this year. Row 21, the Buckeye Bullet Dave Blaney led 21 laps in April and almost pulled the upset. Today, he's back with the same car starting next to Casey Mears, reappearing in 42nd. And in row 22, all by himself for the 2nd consecutive week, it's owner-driver Robbie Gordon in his pink Speed Energy Dodge. 4 teams failed to qualify this week. Veteran Jeff Bodine has still yet to make a cup start since Daytona in July. The need for Scott Speed with his 2nd consecutive DNQ for Whitney Motorsports. TJ Bell just missed getting the 2nd Racers Group Ford into the race, driving a number 77 re-added to the entry list, drive in honor of Dan Weldon. Josh Wise and the Larry Gunselman team were sent home as well. In addition, the number 60 Germain Racing Team and driver Mike Skinner did not enter this week's race and will not compete for the rest of the season. And ladies and gentlemen, there's your field for the Good Sam Club 500 at Talladega.